Hello everyone, this is Akhier, and we've got some more SCP Foundation. We are back around to getting one of the earlier ones at random. I used random.org, and it came up with 2118, The Lost Child. I do not remember this one, so we will come on down. Yeah, okay. One of these ones where it looks short, but then it has a few things that expand out. I'm not actually sure how long it is. My throat will thank me if it's not an hour or more. So, here's what it is. Item number 2118. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. SCP 2118 is currently contained in a standard humanoid holding cell, observed at all times by standard motion-activated security cameras. Cell is to be furnished with appropriate furnishing for a blank-year-old child, along with 2 stuffed animals, an orca whale and an elephant. SCP 2118 may go to an outdoor enclosure once a day for a length not to exceed 1 hour between the hours of 0900 and 1700. It is to be accompanied by at least one attendant who has never had children and is versed in American Sign Language, ASL, which I am not. One of those things I always like, that'd be cool to pick up, and then I never did. If you feel like something like this would be cool and you're young, do it. It's worth it. And it's translation etiquettes and usage. SCP 2118 is not to be allowed verbal access to any other personnel except within approved testing parameters. Description: SCP 2118 is a human female, age blank, with orange hair, light gray eyes. It has a scar on its right cheek, 9 centimeters long, in the shape of an open parentheses. SCP 2118 claims it received the scar several years ago when it was struck by a stranger on the street, but is reluctant to elaborate further. SCP 2118 communicates primarily through ASL and occasionally through writing, though it is capable of producing coherent speech. The anomalous properties of SCP 2118 manifest when it is exposed to a parent who has, at some point in their life, dealt with the death of their child. In these instances, SCP 2118 begins to speak in a voice inconsistent with its own, with what its own should sound like, instead reflecting the age and gender of the aforementioned deceased child, hereafter referred to as SCP 2118-01, at time of death. SCP 2118 is aware of its speech and vocal patterns as well as the psychological stress they cause the parent, signing various apologies and platitudes even as it continues speaking. Testing has indicated that SCP 2118-01 must have been prepubescent, under the age of 18 at time of death. Further testing indicates it is not the biological age, but the legal age by which SCP 2118-01 defines a child. Typically, the words and sounds SCP 2118 mimics are consistent with the final words, sounds of SCP 2118-01. It is uncertain, at this point, how SCP 2118 accurately mimics the sound of drowning, asphyxiation, or the formation of blisters in the throat cavity. Of note is that SCP 2118's face maintains a look of contrition while said sounds are being mimicked, despite the occasional violent nature of SCP 2118-01's death. And now we're on to the interviews, which I'm sure will be fun. And while we're here, please like the video. Interview number 1 at blank 2000 blankety blank. Access granted. Interviewed. SCP 2118. Dr. Danvers translating. Interviewer, Doctors Lavoie and Wu. Forward, initial interview with Dr. Lavoie, psychologist, and Dr. Wu, Skip 2118's primary researcher. All translated statements from Skip 2118 will be in brackets. Begin log. Dr. Lavoie, good morning, Skip 2118. Skip 2118, that's not my name. My name is redacted. Dr. Lavoie, for all intents and purposes, you are now Skip 2018. Do you understand where you are? Skip 2018 responds, some kind of science lab? Dr. Lavoie, yes. Do you understand why you're here? Skip 2018, I did something bad? Dr. Lavoie, why do you think you did something bad? Skip, because whenever I talk, people get mad. Is this because of the lady who hit me with her purse? I'm sorry, can I go home? Dr. Liu, get on with it, Lavoie. Dr. Lavoie, yes, all right. Skip 2118, this is your home now. We're here to study you and see why it makes people angry when you talk. Skip 2118, it's because I sound like their baby. Dr. Lloyd, I'm sorry? Skip 2118, that's what my mom said. When I talk, I sound like their baby, and that's make them sad and angry. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. Dr. Lloyd, Skip. Cut off. Skip. I glued my mouth shut once, but I had to go to the hospital when it wouldn't come back open. Do you guys have glue? Special glue? Dr. Lavoie, we're not going to glue your mouth shut. Skip, did I make you mad? I'm sorry. Please don't stop talking to me. Dr. Wu, can we stop here? Or can we stop there? End vlog. Well, I feel bad for her. I still need to work on how I do these conversations. Anyway, interview number 9 on blankety blank 20 blankety blank. Access granted. Interviewed, Skip 2118, Mrs. Redacted, translating. Interviewer, Doctors Lavoie and Wu. Forward, interview with D3498, a 27-year-old Caucasian male convicted of the second-degree murder of his wife and 3-year-old daughter. I see what they're going with here. All translated statements from Skip 2018 will be in brackets. Begin log. D3498 enters. Skip 2118 begins trembling as D3498 sits. D2100. I tried to say D. Skip 2118 does not speak for 35 seconds. Dr. Voy, Skip 2118, are you... Interruption. Skip, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. Skip 2118 abruptly begins to scream, 121 decibel, in a high-pitched voice, presumably belonging to Skip 2118-01, sustained for 5 seconds. Skip, Daddy, Daddy, help me, Daddy. D3498, what the fuck is this? Skip 2118, Daddy, Daddy. And then she goes to sign, I'm sorry, I don't mean it, I'm sorry. I really shouldn't move my hand because, as I said previously, I do not know sign language, so any movement of my hand is just me mimicking it, which is not exactly the best thing for me to do. D3498 has grown visibly distressed and stands to leave. Skip 2118's voice cuts off and is replaced by gurgling and physical throat depressions consistent with clawing at throat for breath. D3498 begins to fight against his restraints and, when that does not work, turns on Skip 2118. D3498, shut up. I was fine with the cursing before, but I don't want to have a voice of me saying this, so shut up, B-word, that's not your voice. D3498 throws himself against his restraints at Skip 2001-18. An agent Redacted and Redacted are called in, removing D3498 for termination. Dr. Wu, thank you, Skip 2001-18. You will be returned to your cell now. Skip 2001-18. Mama? Skip 2001-18's voice has changed to that of a young boy, approximately 8 years old. Agent M has stopped assisting Agent C and is instead staring at Skip 2001-18. Mama, I'm cold. My chest hurts. My fingers hurt too. And then she signs Y. Dr. Loy, can you tell me whose voice that is? Skip 2001-18 does not verbally or physically answer, instead staring at Agent M. Skip, I'm so cold, Mama. Where are you? Where did you go? Mama. And then she signs, how could you? Dr. Wu, get out. Get out now. Sounds of a small scuffle. Skip 2001-18 crying, 25 decibel, a door slamming. End log. Closing statement. Agent M has been removed pending police investigation. Dr. Wu. So, well, that is, that's a thing. I guess there's a good reason to make sure you don't have anyone with a child around, because it could reveal some interesting details about their life. More interesting is if you have someone that claims they never had a child and yet the voice is still there, because that means they don't know they had a child. I guess they can't have any sperm donors act like as the person. Interview number 12. Date of blankety blank, 20 blankety blank. Access granted. Interviewed. Skip 2001-18. Notably, there is no translator this time. Interviewer. Researcher Anselman. Forward. Unsanctioned interview between... Oh, it's unsanctioned. That would explain not having a translator. Interview between Skip 2001-18 and Researcher Anselman. Captured on video. Researcher Anselman is not assigned to this skip. All translated statements from Skip 2001-18 will be in brackets. Okay, so she did still do ASL. Fair enough. Begin log. At 23:45, motion-activated security camera 72 detected Researcher Anselman approaching the glass at front of Skip 2001-18's cell. Researcher Anselman watches Skip 2001-18 sleep for a moment, then begins tapping on the glass. Skip 2001-18 remains asleep for 96 seconds, only waking up when Researcher Anselman begins knocking on the glass. Skip 2001-18, Skip 2001-18, wake up. The skip signs, you're not supposed to be here. Skip 2001-18 has begun trembling, indicative of the approach of Skip 2001-18-01. After 32 seconds, Skip 2001-18 begins speaking in the voice of a prepubescent male. Skip, Dad? And then she signs, why are you making me do this? Researcher Anselman, Dewey? Skip 2001-18, I'm scared, Dad. Researcher Anselman, don't be. You're manifesting in the voice of Skip 2018. Skip, what happens after we die? Researcher, what? Skip 2001-18 has grown visibly distressed and angry. As it signs, its movements are less fluid and more jittery. Skip, no, I know, but I thought you might have some idea. What will your job and all? And then she signs, did you think you could really talk to him? Researcher Anselman, Dewey, you're gone. You're supposed to know what happens after we... Skip 2001-18. It's okay, Dad. It really is. I love you. She signs, he's dead. They're all dead. I can't be him for you. I can't be anyone. Ooh, that's That's a bit of drama right there. Researcher Ansman begins to cry and kneel in front of the glass, looking at the ground. Skip 2118 stands and approaches the glass, watching him. Researcher Ansman, I'm sorry, I couldn't help you sooner. Skip signs, I hate it here. I hate it here. Dad? Or, stop signing, start speaking. Dad? Dad, Security camera 03 directed at the northwest door leading into the hallway containing Skip 2118 cell activates. Dr. Wu enters and, upon seeing Researcher Answerman interacting with Skip 2118, stops moving and watching. Skip 2118 begins imitating the sounds of gasping and struggling to breathe while maintaining its stare, although its expression is now more sad than angry. After 58 seconds of this, it fades and Skip 2118 quiets, still staring at Researcher Answerman. Skip. She signs, I can't help you. Researcher Answerman remains where he is for 3.5 minutes, then stands and walks out of view of camera 72 into view of camera 03. Skip 2118 remains where it is. Dr. Wu, come on, Answerman, you know better than this. Researcher Answerman, I know, I'm sorry. Dr. Wu escorts Researcher Answerman out. Skip 2118 presses its forehead against the glass, staring at where camera 03 confirms Researcher Answerman was standing. After 5 minutes of inactivity, camera 72 shuts off. End log. Well, this was shorter than my previous view, and my voice and my throat enjoys it, though I plan to read a bookity book, a Lovecraftian story later, so I don't know how long that'll maintain itself. Though, this is the exact kind of SCP that it's not one of the big bombastic ones. It's not the infinite Akhier. It's not any of those. But it's just the little details and the things that make it stand out and pop. She's just a girl. Like, literally, she's just a girl. Except whenever she's around someone who has a child as defined by the legal age of adulthood of 18, as far as the SCP is concerned, as long as they have a child that died, suddenly she can't help herself, but she starts speaking in the voice, or sounds, of what that child went through while dying. However, that does bring up a certain question. Jumping around. Yeah, I can see why it would have a scar from something like that. Begins to speak in a voice inconsistent, reflects age, gender. At death, is aware of speech. Testing is indicated. Typically, so it's not 100%. Typically, the words and sounds the Skip mimics are consistent with the final words, sound, and sounds of the dead child. Okay, that's what I was looking. That was what I was looking back for, because if we go down here, the words that the Skip are saying don't sound like words that you'd say as you're dying. So, like this one in particular. No, I know, but I thought you might have some ideas. What was your job and all? So, either the child, while it was alive, knew what their dad did, which maybe not, or the idea of it's the dead child speaking. However, the Skip herself specifically says, did you think you could really talk to him? And the way it is said says that no, yet at the same time, the way the voice, the -01 voice, responds to this researcher implies something that could potentially be deeper. It is entirely possible that it could be deeper. However, as far as the researchers understand, as far as this article is concerned, it is not actually the voice of them. Rather, it's echoes, a mimic that the Skip herself cannot control. So, I enjoy these kind of medium weirdness. It's like, it's not literally an infinite Ikea that people get lost in all the time. It's not entire towns being reduced to giant things of flesh. It's just one girl who, if she's around someone that has had a child, 18 or younger, who's died, she begins to speak in their voice. And as far as we know, it's not actually them speaking. However, there is that tiny gap left open. The maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed listening to me speak these out. I plan to continue doing them, if only because it's a good reason for me to go through all the SCPs again. Or probably won't get anywhere near through all of them in a decent time. Oh, that reminds me. If you watch these and you have a particular skip that you like yourself, feel free to comment them below. I do not guarantee I will get to them. However, when I have to choose skips in the future, the ones that have been suggested will be more likely to be read than ones that haven't been suggested, just because, like, you suggesting means someone likes them. Of course, I always reserve the right to not read any specific skip just because personal preference. So yeah, like, subscribe, ring the bell if you do subscribe, because YouTube hates showing you stuff of people that you've specifically said you want to see stuff from. This is Akhier, and I'm signing off.